Hey, before I go, I can't remember when this is, but I remember the experience. Rewind the experience. And I think this was back in 2016 when I experienced all the light going up in the Milky Way galaxy. I got a communication one morning on that. I think it was right around that time. Either before that or after that. Doesn't really matter. It's just an experience you learn from the communication. That not only that, but God, now I forgot. That's what happens. Um, and of course, it wants to run interference. It doesn't want me to re experience and share that. So it's blocking the transmission. See, it's in resistant mode. This mirror, the one that's my left hand is in resistant mode. It's an ad that's in resistant mode from all the fractures. So that's what I'm using this as a communication device, but it's you know it's not something I would normally use, obviously, because it's weaponized. Um, but anyway, that's the good news. That's the good news. Everything I just experienced. Now I remember. Hey, it came back to me. They reminded me. I was experiencing where all the real gods and goddesses got together. I felt that in my heart. Okay, all the real ones, all the real gods to gods. And when all the real gods and gods come together as a powerful engine to say, we're done with this. So these are all the real gods and goddesses that come together that run powerhouses of love energy and spirit. So this is obviously the spiritual war. So the big, most powerful energy givers in spirit, real gods and goddesses, come together to solve the problem. Because that is the image of God. Okay, in other words, that's our mirror. There is a God in us, a Father in us, and a Mother in us. I'm one. So I love through both sides. And I experience it spiritually that way. Because anything that needs to be healed, no matter what it is, to be honest with you, whether it's a human, it could be the smallest thing, it doesn't matter. It's a matter of clearing, doing an energy clearing. You're simply cleaning the energy up and getting rid of it. Okay, that's really what it is. It's the universe that has a sanitation department. Okay, so that's an enormous amount of heat. It's like the janitors now came in to do mop up work. Is really what it's like. I experienced that, believe it or not, a couple of years ago. Also, when I thought, okay, we're the mop up crew. So I was a firefighter, so you can see the correlation in this because there is some in the way that terminology works. Like a raging fire, you know, went squirrely on us and damaged the trees, and so now you got to decide whether or not this was natural or whether this was weaponized. Okay, so you realize when they're running weaponized systems against you, they want to control the weather, so they do in all kinds of ways. But sometimes you have other variables in play, which depends on who's there, what they're doing, and how aware they are. It's not like somebody can't be, because I've lit a lot of fires myself. I even tried to do it one time. Okay, I've had the opportunity to have a drip torch in my hand and torch off an enormous amount of forest, and that's weaponized fire to do that because somebody else started another fire. So fire becomes the answer, but it's not that way. See, so you realize forest fires for them were used as weapons, so they're weaponizing spirit against other spirits that live in the light. See, so in other words, rerun on the hottest spirit of fire when you think of what fire is, that ignites a universe of creation, which is what love is. So that's an enormous amount of fire that you know that you have, because you gravitate naturally to being around the most powerful energy. That's just the way that magnet works. And so you're on the right engine when you are what love is. So you join the right engine when you experience what that is. So you're always going to experience the true power of that engine when you surrender to that engine. Now that engine knows you. So that's how we know you, is whether you experience what love is. And if you're not, the first question is, how come? What happened to you? You're not reading the signal. You're not on the same wavelength. What happened to you? It's like they're in a daze. They're tone deaf. They don't experience the vibe. They're not on the same wavelength. So that's considered a casualty of war. That's what it is. That's the measurement of what it is. So that's a resistance scheme. What a powerful day. What an absolute powerful day.